What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And today we're going to talk about the DC Defenders clinching a playoff spot in the XFL Playoffs with a staggering, almost unimaginable win against the Seattle Seadragons. I tell you, man, for y'all who are not watching the XFL, you guys are missing a lot of really good action. I mean, it's so crazy because the games are never over. There's never a point where you're always sitting on the edge of your seat when you're watching these XFL games. And I may say, man, this has been the most exciting football I have seen in a long time. I mean, I'm talking about it's really exhilarating. I mean, from the fact that you would think that at 20-something to 6, that would be like, that was basic. In the NFL, that's practically a blowout. In the XFL, that's nowhere near a blowout because at any point, a team can come back and basically rewrite the script. The DC Defenders and Jordan Ta'amu, 34-33. I mean, man, what a game, what a game. And I tell you, this was one that all you can do is keep praising the XFL for how great they do stuff. I mean, I don't care what nobody say. That 4th and 15 rule, man, I mean, that's a great rule. I mean, because I understand that, you know, some people, like the NFL tried to adopt the rule. It was 4th and 20, but it's still a really good rule, man. I mean, the onside kick is something that is just a disaster. So, I mean, the fact that you're talking about what could be the luckiest play of the game, man, I tell you, it is something. It is something. I'm excited, man. I mean, this has been some really, really fun football to watch. And understand, I mean, this game was, they were close to losing this game. I mean, they were up really big, and then next thing you know, the Seadragons was just picking away Josh Gordon. I mean, you would have thought that Josh Gordon he just woke up and remember, oh yeah, by the way, I used to play in the NFL, by the way. You know, Ben DiNucci sat up there and was making plays. Philip Lindsay making plays. So again, this was just one great game. And like I said, the DC Defenders sit up there and clinch their playoff berth. Now we're going to see if they can win out and then clinch home field advantage, which is something that they said. And then the championship game happens in San Antonio. So again, man, I mean, I just can't say enough about what's going on. But let me start with it. Jordan Ta'amu. I mean, Jordan Ta'amu was getting beat up the whole game. I mean, like, Jim Haslett was not going to Jim Haslett was not trying to let DC do anything from running the ball to throwing the ball or anything. And like I told y'all, Chris Blair is basically the Terry McLaurin for the DC Defenders, and he came up big today. 5 catches, 147 yards, and a touchdown. Started the game with a huge catch that could have turned into a touchdown. Lucky Jackson, he caught two conversions that was really good. Again, I mean, this is just fantastic play from Jordan Ta'amu. I mean, he was 17 of 26 for 245 yards and 4 touchdowns. Chris Blair was 5 receptions, 147 yards and a touchdown. It was a very close game. I mean, you're talking about penalties, turnovers, everything was going on. But again, in the XFL, the games are never over. And I mean, it was something else. I mean, like I said, we're going to see some of these guys play on Sundays. We're definitely going to see it. I think Philip Lindsay sat up there and found a way to basically get himself back into the NFL. I think that Josh Gordon has shown that he needs to be back in the NFL. I think Ben DiNucci is going to find his way onto a roster. It's a lot of players that in these games that are going to get themselves back onto NFL rosters or back into the NFL or something, because I mean the games are exciting, it's energetic, and it's fun. So now that's what's happening now. Like I said, I need to talk more about Jordan Ta'amu. Jordan Ta'amu, I mean, he was getting beat up the whole game. I mean, the whole game. I mean, there was even one point, and the thing that you like the most about the XFL is that you do like the fact of the energy when it comes to it, but the mics. All the mics you hear, like there was one play when Jordan Ta'amu got hit real bad, and he was just like, oh, and you could just hear it, man. And it was like, man, how's he gonna make it through this game, man? He made it through. He made it through the game, and like I said, he made it through the game big time. Made big time plays, made big time throws. He ran twice, ran for one for a first down, the other one for close to a first down. And like I said again, Jordan Ta'amu is playing his heart out. Hopefully he'll be ready by the next game we play on Sunday. But again, like I said, it's great football, y'all. I mean, it is really, really, really good football. And like I said, the games are never over. Just to give y'all a little update, for the first time in the first XFL game today, we saw the first ever shootout, which again, as a person who watches hockey, that was actually really good. Like again, going into overtime and actually making it more about the teams actually winning the games versus trying to get a tie for the game. But we saw the first shootout in the XFL game against the Houston Roughnecks and the San Antonio Brahmas. I always look, every time I see that name, I always think of the Bahamas, San Antonio Bahamas, but they're the Brahmas. But I mean, that rule is a really good rule. I mean, it's an exciting rule. I mean, I can see how people might get frustrated with it, but I actually like the shootout thing where you give the teams both an opportunity to actually come up and win the game. And then it's like, even if one person converts the touchdown, the other team has to convert the touchdown as well, or convert the score as well. And if they do, then you go into the next round. If they don't, then at that point, the team that converted wins the game, and the team that lost the conversion lose the game. But like I said again, great football, great football. Now, here's some things that the XFL needs to improve on. One, they need to show stats more often in the game. They need to show in-game stats, because there's a lot of times where you're watching the games and you're not getting as many stats as you necessarily need. A good example is, again, you have to find out how many receiving yards Chris Blair actually had. You got to see what Jordan Ta'amu is doing. I mean, at some point they showed that he had 119 yards throwing, but I think he actually had more than that. So again, they need to show more in-game stats. They need to also show a lot of other things, like a lot of other little random stats and everything, because I think that will make the experience a little bit more enjoyable for people that's new to the XFL. Also, it would be nice if they did something where they would say, where they would have a list of all the NFL players that are currently in the XFL. Should they show the team? So like how the NFL does like the bar and they show the players, it would be nice to see guys that have actually played in the NFL, made impacts in the NFL, if we see a list of former impact players from the NFL. So I think that would be good. But again, like I said, I just some of the best football we've seen. Like I said again, Chris Blair, that's the defender's version of Terry McLaurin. He doesn't catch the ball as well as Terry McLaurin, or doesn't make as many catches as Terry McLaurin, but when they need a play, he makes a play. And like I said, you can't talk enough about it. And like I said, Jordan Ta'amu had a gutsy performance, a very, very gutsy performance in today's game. And man, here we are, still marching on, clinched the playoff berth. Now all of a sudden, now they got to just lock up home field until the championship. And we might get the opportunity to see our first football championship in the city in a very long time. Hopefully we can keep on going. Hopefully the defenders can keep on going. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How excited are you to see that the defenders are doing their job? Oh, let's talk about Greg Williams. I got to talk about Greg Williams' defense. They were giving up a lot of yardage, and you talking about the last two games. They've been struggling to keep up the last two games. DJ Swearinger is their new pickup, and he made a play, but it's going to probably take him a couple games to get associated with the offense. I mean, with the defense. But man, 2 games in a row, the defense isn't looking that sharp. I mean, they need to play a little bit harder. But again, like I said, all that matters is that we got the win. That's all that matters. Y'all tell me what y'all think. How excited are you about the DC Defenders and what we could possibly have in the city if they go on and win the championship? Man, I tell you, I'm excited. Tell me about what y'all think about Jordan Ta'amu's gutsy performance. You let me know what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man, John Fortune. Like, subscribe, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.